Right, legends. I clicked the Streameruniente button. We are back. Has Bitcoin bottomed? Has Buttcoin bottomed, young Squire Peter? How are you, Petey? How's it going?
Yeah, feeling pretty good, brother.
Why?
Just feeling pretty fruity today. You know what I'm
Oh, a little fruit bat. Yeah, I can do it. Let's go into the BTC price, leggies. Okay, so we got Bitcoin. Obviously the thumbnail is, guys, has it bottomed? Has Buttcoin bottomed? We're going to the long to short ratio, which has, like I said, guys, before, been coming towards each other. Longs falling, shorts rising. We're going to PA Legends. I'm actually going to show you a strategy, a trading indicator algo master strategy. I've been talking about Botmaster a lot, and I am going to talk about Botmaster, the Buttmaster, as people have been saying, the Buttmaster of bots. So we are going to talk about Botmaster, obviously. I can't actually show you. There's a link in the description, guys, to the waitlist. So I'm launching a new product called Botmaster, and essentially we have a team of experts all going through our bots and finding the best back-tested settings of those indicator blueprints. Okay, so it's an indicator, it's a strategy, it's a script. We turn them into trading bots by back-testing them and then putting them into a field for you. I can quickly show you here. This is only 3 of them. We actually have now 16. We call them, let's call them vetted, accredited blueprints from our team. And then you can essentially click one button. You then get the settings for that trading bot on your trading view, which you can manually trade if you want, or you can connect it to trade automatically as automation. And basically, guys, this is not possible for competitors to do because we essentially have a team of people who are extremely advanced in understanding how to use... One second. Are we live, legends? I think it is. It says we've only got... Is it live, brother? Go check on your end. We have a whole team of people who are have extremely good expertise in finding the backtested results, using the software, and being able to come up with the backtested results that you can then copy, which actually work long term because they have used these strategies themselves and built strategies and been profitable. So, guys, anyway, Botmaster, join the waitlist. Put it in the fucking live chat, bro. Pete, can you help me out? Live chat. Botmaster. I've gone on
live, by the way.
It is live, yeah. I've gone on too long about Botmaster, but I'll put the waitlist link. Actually, wait. Go to my Twitter. I'll get it right now. Quickly, legends. Here it is. MDX specials. It might not. I need the whole URL. Can you just whack it in the chat, brother, and I'll pin it.
Bro,
right.
I'm on it, brother.
Thanks, bro. I'm really happy that you're here today. And by the way, you look really good today.
Thanks a lot. I actually cut my hair over the weekend. I had a poker match, so I thought I'd sharpen up a little bit, and I just chopped my own hair off, half of it.
Right. Did you win the poker?
No, I lost.
Oh, the guy, someone's saying sound in the chat. Nah, man, we're not doing that. I'm getting into the analysis. Piss off. I'm actually.
What do you mean sound?
Someone said sound in the chat, like they're saying, oh, the sound's not working, even though it is. And also, legends, I got another little prezi for you. Let me quickly whip this up. You know, if the red candles begin to continue to come out, what we're going to do, I'll need to get into the analysis, but if the red candles still come out, we know what's going on. Yeah!
The lightsabers out.
All right, legend. We're going to get into the analysis. If you're a replay viewer, hit the like button. You know what to do. Okay, Bitcoin. So, has it bottomed? This is the question we're all asking ourselves. Is the bottom in? Right now, legends, we are below the most local area of support that turned to resistance because now it's resistance. So this is an area, legends, okay? We came down into it. We found it as support once. We've now seen it as resistance. This is the level, okay? And we are not above even the localist prior fucking swing high on the smaller time frames. So I'm talking about very, very low time frame, last swing high. This is much more important, but we haven't even got above this one. So even if we had gone to here for the price of Bitcoin, and then we saw resistance, you know, that wouldn't have been a great look. That would be, okay, probably a lower high and then continue down. Because that's not broken the higher time frame, or let's just say the more significant swing high from this whole move down. This here, legends, is like a fucking mini, like a non-relevant version of this. Like, it's like a fucking influencer that's not relevant anymore. It's like, this isn't even a thing. And then we saw it as resistance, and now we're trying to give it another crack. So, at the moment, guys, there is nothing on this chart on any time frame. Okay, I'm talking, this is a little bit too high to go straight to. I'd probably rather go to the 4 hour. But I'm saying Daily, nothing, of course. Daily's all the way up here. Actually, I would say probably 94. Obviously, on higher time frames, guys, we are below 94K. That's the next level. We'll go into higher time frame analysis, guys, and we have got a massive green candle here. So I'm a bit hyped up today for some reason. Massive! Screaming into the fucking microphone. I'm saying, guys, we do have a fuck off green candle. And that is a weekly close candle because this is obviously, we're on Monday. So this is actually, Legends, a very good sign for the bulls. Whether it actually results in us beginning to rise in price, that's another thing to be said. And this goes against the bear market thesis. Because now we have an outlier green candle, which is higher than any other red candle. And usually what that dictates to you in a market cycle is if there's, if the green node is above everything else, that's usually dictates the direction. And so you have a green node here, right, after COVID, dictated the direction. We have a massive green node here, dictated the direction. Massive green node here dictated the direction. Massive red node ended up dictating the direction. So we have a huge green node. And it's bigger than anything else. It's actually two right next to each other. And it makes it look like a fucking twin tower. It's like, boof, double next to each other. So, guys, we have a massive green node, okay? So I'll go into that in a second. It's pretty interesting to see that. Now, in terms of, there's nothing on the lower time frames or any time frame of structure. So the structure is not looking like we've hit a bottom yet. It's more likely, guys, that we do continue to, either from here or here, result in the price falling further. Now, I did say in our prior video, and I'll go on the 4 hour real quick. This should be a daily chart. Okay, I'll leave it on weekly. But on the 4 hour chart, I'm going to go into that other indicator. But on the 4 hour chart, guys, I was saying that I do think Bitcoin will bottom between where we are now, around 85,000, and the lows of 74. I think it's unlikely, guys, that if we get another leg down, I think it's unlikely that we go below 74. If you want to be a middle ground guy and say, what do you think? I'd say between here and here, probably about 78K, 77K might be where we get it. As at this point, there's nothing indicating that a bottom is in. I'm just saying that at 74, between 74 and where we are now, I'd say that the probability of getting actually something to break some of the swing levels on the way back up is quite probable. Doesn't mean it has to happen. I love that clicking noise you got there. Pete, I thought you said you bought a mouse that has less of a clicking sound.
Yeah, no, I think it's actually got more.
So, bruv, you just basically reverse inverted my fucking life and wang it.
Sorry about that. Could calm it down.
Is it getting Christmassy in England?
Getting annoyingly, yeah, a little bit.
Oh, come on, man! You're not the fucking Grinch. I know you like.
I'm not a Grinch, but I'm gonna get sick of it before Christmas actually gets here. You know, like I want a good 3 weeks of it. And
I completely agree. You can't have too much of a good thing. And in England, they begin to they've just been creeping it further and further. My birthday's on the 10th of November. I start hearing Christmas shit on my birthday. I'm like, fucking relax. That's not happening. You get sick of a good thing. If you push Christmas too close into November, by the time you get to Christmas, you're pissed off. Like me right now.
You know, don't threaten me with a good time. That's all I'm saying.
Look, mate, the thing is about that joke, you made it very recently on our last stream, and you need to come up with some new, content and material. I know it's difficult for you, but you need to come up with some new stuff, all right? I got you on the screen. What do you have to say for yourself?
I'm sorry. I'll come up with someone else next time.
Oh, I fucking love you, bro. Can't wait to get you in bed tonight. Moving on swiftly. So 74. Between here and 74, guys, I do think we're going to get a bottom like Pete's delicious peach, which I'm going to be indulging in tonight. I'm going to be indulging in Pete's peach.
Just stay on track, brother.
It's the Bitcoin bottom, bro. It's all about, fuck it. Right. 74, between here and 74, I do think we get a significant move back up, okay, at some point. And we're kind of getting something right now. We do have a slight move up to this prior swing, but this is a very, very low time frame analysis. Like, everyone's like, oh, yeah, we got above, everyone's like this, we got above this level. It's now a higher high, higher low. Shut up. That's all I can say to those fruit stains or fruit bats. There's nothing really here right now in terms of the lower time frames at the bottom has happened. What would be good for the bulls if we do get a fast move here to here, and then we do actually see it come back down and see some sort of SR flip on prior resistance? That would actually be a better sign, but even that is still not, that good, because this is actually more significant than this level. But AI charting tools has done a great job. I can't lie. I've actually got two indicators on the screen. So I've got this indicator and AI charting tools. And this also, I've got AI charting tools and Algomaster, because Algomaster has actually been doing a phenomenal job on the lower time frames of finding those like local bottoms, local tops. You can see these TP signatures. Every single time you get a TP, you usually get a move in price the opposite direction. It doesn't have to be a reversal. I'm just saying you usually get something in the, even there, it's still something. Like if you took the TP signature, you still got a 1.6% move the other way. So if you build a strategy around that and actually have very tight stops on high velocity scalp trading, you can do quite well. Here's a good example. Anyway, and this is the other way as well. So the TP signatures are on, and also I've got the volume band analysis, the combination bands. I will go into the strategy more because someone asked me a very valid question yesterday saying, I saw you had this indicator on your longer term time frame chart which showed you the volume. Can you use it on lower time frames? I'm like, of course you can. That's why we built it, because actually it's better on lower time frames, to be specific. Higher time frames is a little bit of a lagging indicator. I would say on lower time frames it's a bit more there on the button. But anyway, so nothing in terms of bottoming out right now, guys. We do have some good news on the long to short ratio. It is beginning to come down. So what we want to see is the shorts increase and the longs decrease. What we really want to see now is this actually begin to, converge on each other. And maybe it's like that. And then as it comes back down for a higher low, that's when you get the cross. And then that would be a good scenario for the bulls to see a bottom. But right now, we're not even like aiming that fast towards each other. If it was like this, and we were like there, I would say higher probability that bottoms in. But right now, we're kind of not even aiming down. So we really want to see, like this is a good example here. You see how the longs were, let's call it currying. It was a very, very sharp slope towards each other. And we did actually have a bullish move. I hate saying bullish and bearish, but I'd say an upward sloping move within a longer term bear move. And you can see here that it did result in the price going up and then seeing resistance. And by the way, guys, back here, when we were above the wick, like I said a billion times, I said if you lose the wick, we're going lower. And actually, I did draw a Fibonacci from here to here, and I said we'll probably go to the 786. We actually got the 618, and that was where I was going to take a head short. So in another reality, I would have taken a head short at the 786 already, but I just didn't get the trade. And you can't try and take every single trade. So that's really it for long to short. We want to see it coming closer towards each other. And eventually, legends, what we really want to see is you want to see more shorts than longs, because when you get more shorts than longs, then you get the price begins to rise. You can see here the longs began to fall, the shorts began to rise, they crossed each other here, and then the price actually went up. And that's when there were more shorts in the market. So that's retail traders and basically lower end, scrubby, bottom of the barrel, shitcoin, degen people. These are the people who are the fuel to go up. They're getting liquidated and stopped out because their positions are offside. So we're not getting that right now, guys. So that's another unfortunate cross for the bulls that not looking too bottomy just yet. In terms of price structure, we're not there just yet. Like I said, we want to see at least here. And then I'll say maybe 33% chance of bottoms in, but we haven't got that yet. So right now, fucking no way. On the higher time frame analysis, though, well, one good fact is that we are coming into 74, which is a macro long-term swing support. So that's a good thing for the bulls. We're coming into a significantly big area of support. You can see how much we moved on it on our previous move. And then, legends, we do have, like I said before, and this is actually quite promising. I'm going to just reiterate this point again. The biggest node of the area of PA, price action, is usually what determines the direction of the price. And guys, this happens on Bitcoin. And look at this one here, like this massive green node. That was at the beginning of this. Like I know this is a little bit of an outlier, and I should probably like whittle down you could essentially compress this indicator down to get rid of that green node. But it's another example. The green node was literally fucking here, dictated the price of Bitcoin, and we didn't get a red node above that actually until you could say halfway between here, and that wasn't above it. So there's an argument to say the whole thing's just fucking up. But let's go to the last cycle, and you can see this pretty well. We came into the bear market of 2019. I remember this like it was fucking yesterday. And then we have a green node. So we have a big green node after COVID. People would have thought during COVID it would have been a big red node that would have taken over the order books. But actually, at the time, we had a predominantly higher green node. It was buyers, and that did dictate the direction of the price. We went up. Then this node here, guys, biggest is green, direction of the price. This node here, halfway through up, direction of the price was still rising. Then we had a massive red node, and that eventually, guys, we did have a little bit of an up and down, and we came back to macro top resistance. But essentially, the beginning of it was down, and we had a rally back up for a slightly higher high, actually. That was my birthday, exactly. And then it did result in the price falling. So it was a cyclical a bull move within the broader long-term bear market. And I would say also, guys, even in the bear markets, you can see the same stuff. Ooh. We had a few green nodes. Even in the bear market, you have a green node, you rally in price, then rejection. Green node rallied in price. So like, even in bear markets, this is playing out. Obviously, the red then takes over and we continue to fall. And all I'm saying is in this market cycle, guys, big green node, massive rally in price, then big red node falling in price. A big red node here, we fell in. So it's a good sign for the bulls. And I'm just saying node, green and red, node, green and red. But I'm just trying to articulate the fact that right now, the outlier biggest volume node is green, which does indicate from prior history that the price of Bitcoin will probably rise in price on a higher time frame perspective on a weekly using volume analysis. And also, if we get this indicator here, which is obviously within my suite of indicators, if this then dissipates, and it is dissipating slightly, if this goes completely invisible, and then we see green building at the bottom side here, what it's doing is this is another way to articulate what's happening in the order books directly in TradingView. So this is a really, really powerful indicator, and you can use it, obviously, on lower time frames, and it pretty much catches all the little swings. I'm just showing you that because a lot of guys in my prior video were sending me messages like, why don't you use that volume on lower time frames? Why don't you use your indicators more on time frames? I'm like, guys, I use my indicators every single day, every single chart, every single thing I do is I use my indicators. I just make my videos a little bit more basic for the viewers because obviously it goes out to more people. In my VIP group, all I'm doing is using bots, indicators, and my specific strategies I've built. And Botmaster, let me just mention it again, legends. Go below, get on the freaking wait list. I'm launching a new product called Botmaster. Botmaster, guys, is about to change the fucking game of my company. It's going to be the main flagship product more than the indicators. Because we have a whole team of people finding the best backtested results of our already made Botmaster indicator. You then don't have to do any backtesting yourself. We do all the backtesting in the back end. You click one button, you get the settings on your TradingView account, which means you can manually trade it if you want. And if you want to automate it, you use our third-party partnership, which I will announce very soon. And then you can, for free, use Botmaster to make trading bots within the third party, and then that Botmaster indicator can be turned into hundreds of different trading bots. But the Botmaster's coming. So Botmaster will allow you to farm out your butt, so you will find the Bitcoin bottom. This is what we're doing. This is MDXalgo.com, legends. This is how we make it happen. But I'm saying you will be able to have an indicator called Botmaster, which we will find all of the best backtested results of thousands of different things. At the moment, we have 16 accredited or thought through long-term backtested results we have. So we have these blueprints similar to this. This one actually is now called Aero. We called it Aero Printer. Aero Printer's coming. And then we go do all the backtesting for you. You on a front end can click one fucking button and you get the buy and sell signals on your TradingView account. You can fucking do it manually. You can trade it manually if you want, and then you can turn it into a trading bot with our third-party partnership. So this is absolutely insane, guys. This is a competitor cannot do this because they have to have the people, the talent, the capital. They need to have the nuanced understanding of how backtesting works and being able to use the backtesting panels. There's literally like 5 or 6 different things that make it impossible for competitors to do this. And also, we're doing the backtesting. So we're updating it every day and every week with our team. We've got pro motherfuckers doing this, guys who've been doing this for decades. And then you just click one motherfucking button. And it's a lot of manual input, though, so it does cost money, obviously, for us to have all these people doing it all the time. But I'm saying, for what you're going to put in, for what you're going to get out, we even did a calculation with the average the average price percentage increase in your P&L over 6 months from 16 different blueprints is 60% in about 2.5 months. That's the average of the 16 blueprints we have. So even Pete No Stop, who has no stop loss, will be able to make money. How does that make you feel, bro?
I'm just looking forward to not like to getting liquidated all the time, brother. No, to be fair, I actually haven't been liquidated in a while, but
it's because you ain't got any trades open.
Oh yeah, well, at the same time, I'm not in any risky ones at the moment.
You can't get liquidated if you ain't got any trades open. Your name's Pete No Stop, no stop loss. Like, you got to be in the game to be able to lose. But are you excited about Botmaster? I'm setting you up first.
It needs to go,
bro. I'm setting you up first. You're the first guy getting it.
Yeah, get me in there.
We've got one. I actually do have an image. I probably could show you this. I shouldn't really do it. It's a bit naughty. But we do have one. So this is one of our images. I don't know if you can see that on the screen. I'll put it here. So we have one called... where's it gone? Oh, no, we changed it. Oh, yeah, Cake Printer has done 204% in 180 days. All 100% back-tested, accredited in live trading environments. We've got... I love the names. We're coming up with loads of funny names. If you guys have any ideas for names, so we've got, like, Printer, Hype. We have, like, the risk that is... So we have a difference in how risky it is. And we have low, medium, high. Obviously, we'll tell you exactly with this little tooltip how it works. But we have this Aero Printer, Cake Printer is 204%. And guys, you're going to be able to... So every single one of these, you can click on it. And then you automatically, in your TradingView account, you have an indicator called Botmaster. Automatically does the buy and sell signals for this exact thing. So you're literally... It's over, Legends. You don't have to do any backtesting. That's what the crucial part of this whole product is that we could give you the tools, we can give you an amazing indicator, but if you don't know how to consistently change the settings to make it work in all different market environments, essentially it's like having an F1 car, but you can't drive it. You've got the best tool, but you can't drive the fucking thing. So now what we're doing is we're saying, okay, here's the F1 car, but we're also going to give you an F1 driver. Or we give you the skills to drive the car. So now you're in the situation where you have the best fucking indicator software, but we then go and find the settings for you, motherfuckers. We're doing all the work, and then you just click one button, bang, it's on your freaking chart. And legitimately, I think this is going to be one of the most incredible products for you guys to actually just make money, because there's no way around this. These are the numbers. These don't lie. If you put $1,000 on each one, the average of this is 60% in 2.5 months. And also, that means if you do all of them, you have less risk, because obviously not every strategy is going to work forever. So say you're using Cake Printer, and then something happens to that ticker. If you're you're diversifying within the bots themselves. So then you're doing what Viking said, which was absolute genius, by the way. He said, I don't even trade anymore. I just hire and fire trading bots. You have an army of bots that trade for you. The ones that work, you keep. The ones that don't, you fire. It's hire and fire, motherfucker. This is, honestly, Legends, going to be a really, really good product. And it's thought well. We've thought about it to a level. Where's the pain point? How do we service that pain point, and how do we make it easy to use? And this is it. This has taken like a long time to produce, but like it's happening now. And join the waitlist. That's what I'm saying. There's a link in the description. It says join the waitlist. Click a button, and then we'll send you an email about exactly when it's going to be launched, because there's 2 different types of product as well. So we have a premium and a platinum. The platinum means you actually have a bot specialist get on a call with you once a week, one-on-one, and then help you do it even further. It's going to be one click of a button to get it on TradingView, but you will have to create the bots in our third-party partnership. But we already have a partnership with them, which is making it very easy, and you can trade on Hyperliquid as well. So we're going to have it so you can trade on Hyperliquid. So this is even more mental. You have MDX Algo subscription. You get a free third-party platform, because we've made a deal with them that it's free for you to get the platform. And then you trade with Hyperliquid, which is no KYC. No KYC MDX Algo, no KYC third party. I haven't announced it yet. I'm not announcing the third party because we're going to do that. And it's a big, big company, great company. And then there's no KYC on Hyperliquid. So essentially, you can go from MDX Algo, click one button, get a profitable trading strategy, which you can then turn into a trading bot with an exchange in our third party with no KYC. You don't have to ever do KYC. So you can trade a profitable trading strategy with no KYC the whole way through this process. We're going to have videos, we're going to have setup tutorials, we're going to show you how to do it. But we have premium and platinum will be when you actually have someone else, which is a bot specialist. This is someone who's had decades in the industry. They know how to do backtesting. They know how to make profitable trading bots. A few of you guys will probably know their names. They're in the community. And then, Legends, they'll actually be there for you, say, once a week and actually help you do the process and help you change them. So, guys, it's going to get absolutely ballistic. Like, this is going to be an insane product. This is going to blow all these other crypto fucking twats out the water. It's going to blow a lot of actually traditional trading companies out of the water, I think. They're just like, oh, wow, how do we emulate this? How do we copy it? But the only way they're going to be able to copy it is by finding the people, the team, people who are dedicated to that community. Because guess what? A lot of these people will say, oh, I don't want to do it. I don't want to work for you. I'd rather just take these trading strategies myself and trade with them. But we have such a close-knit community now of people who care that you are essentially in a little walled garden of potential long-term growth, because of the people that are finding the strategies on the backtester results will be there forever, updating it the whole time. I'm excited, legends. I'm excited for this one, but these are actually the blueprints right now, which will go live. So these ones are all going to 100% be live, and you can click one button and get them. All I'm saying is, get on the wait list, because that's when we're going to explain to you when we're going to launch it. I want to launch it for Black Friday. It probably will be Black Friday, but get on the wait list. We'll explain to you exactly how to get it, the difference between premium and platinum. And some of you will be able to get the mentorship side, but not everybody, because we don't have enough people to service hundreds of people. It would have to be, it's gonna be like a first comes, first serves type thing we do. But the overall platform for clicking one button to get the bot will actually be no input like that. So that will be, anyone can get that, but the platinum one is a bit more difficult. I might even do a service where I literally have one other service where I'll do it with you. And then you get like the builder of the thing to help you do it. And I'm moving all of my trading systems over to Botmaster. So even I have a hodl bot, which I use on Bybit, and I connect it to my exchange, all this kind of shit. I'm actually changing that now. So I'm not even going to have any of my own trading systems. I'm going to use Botmaster, the thing we just developed, for all of my money as well, because I'm so fucking pleased with the product we've created. So join the waitlist. There is a link here. Pete just put it in there. So let me I'll pin Pete's message. Also, go and follow Pete No Stop. He's a fucking legend. He's my boy. Pete, I'm going to get you some subscribers, bro. What kind of content you running these days? Banter.
Fuck all. Yeah, I think my last video was about fat influencers dying early. But I do want to do maybe some more videos, but quite UK centric one, more about UK politics.
UK style. Their politics is kicking off. So guys, last thing, go and join the waitlist. The link is in the description, and also just go over to MDX Algo, because we are actually releasing a brand new landing page. I'm doing a little bit of a sneak peek right now. The old landing page you will see if you go to mdxalgo.com, but we're launching a brand new landing page, which will be live soon. And we have so many fucking customer reviews now. But I'm saying, we got a brand new landing page, we've got a brand new product, we've got a brand new brand, actually, I would say, in terms of what we're doing. We're not doing just indicators. We're now going to be a bot company, probably centric bot company. So there's a lot changing in MDX Algo. We've really got a great team together. I've thought about a lot of different things. We've thought about the pain points. We thought about how can we make it easier. We thought about the message, the angle, and how do we get people actually just fucking profitable. Because my famous quote is, if you are not profitable, we will make you profitable. If you are already profitable, we will make you more profitable. That's a catch line. You see that?
Someone's asking, will the Botmaster be included for ultimate/lifers?
Yeah, so this is we haven't 100% decided on this. Botmaster itself is a very high manual input process. So we're going to launch it for Black Friday. So everyone's going to get the Black Friday deal, because that's going to be better than most deals anyway. What we've said, though, is anyone who's bought Ultimate or Lifetime will get a different type of package after the first 3 months, because we're actually going to release this as a pilot for 3 months. Everyone's going to get access at the same price point. And guys, it's Black Friday, so it's not going to be a lot of money. We're talking a very low monthly subscription just to get it going. But after the first 3 months, then we're going to come up with a concept which means that anyone who's paid for Lifetime or Ultimate do have a significantly discounted price from someone who's new, because the difference is that we can run indicators with code, which doesn't have manual input except for the indicator developers, which is low input, higher. You can have a lot of production. I can have hundreds of indicators, right? But it doesn't scale up in cost. You can have 1 or 2 developers who run it. But with Botmaster, the more we do, the more the bots are going to be used. That means we have to have more time and effort to actually make sure they're profitable. And there's a huge time component for specialists to actually find those settings and keep them profitable and monitor them. We're talking about stuff, guys, where we've got indicators, we've got bots that you can use on like the 70-minute time frame. Like we've got things that you can use on the 80-minute time frame. So we're not just talking about like bots that work on the 1 hour, the 4 hour, the 1 day. We're talking about trading bots that could work on the 70 minutes, the 80 minutes, consistently looking at all the time frames. So there is a time and effort element, which is expensive. You know, I have to have lots of specialists doing it. So there is going to be a level where, you know, I can't just give this for free to everyone. I would love to be able to do that. There might be a model in the future where I say, you know, I have a great affiliation with an exchange, and you have to use that exchange to then get the product, and then I can make trading fees. There could be that, but right now, I don't want to go down that road. I would say we need some money to pay the backtesting team to make sure they're finding the best backtested results, which will be me and my team, a lot of people. And that money will go directly into you having access to these trading bots. One other thing I would mention as well is that we have calculated, and I don't want to go on the website yet, we have calculated that whatever the monthly spend it will be for you, and guys, we're talking very low digits here. It's not going to be something crazy. But anything you spend, if you take the average of all of the bots, if you take an average of all of these bots, okay, so 15 trading bots, and you run all of them simultaneously, it means you are on average up 60% in 2.5 months, which means that if you start with $1,000, you've cleared the expense it costs to have the service anyway. So we're probably going to get to a point where we could say, if you do the certain blueprints we say, and you don't make money, you get your money back. Because at the end of the day, we have if you do all of them, it means you have a very low risk. You're diversifying your risk over 15 things. It's not like all 15 bots are going to go down simultaneously. 1 or 2 bots over the course of a few months might stop being profitable, guys, of course. But what I'm saying is that because we have to keep changing them. Because machine learning and all this is what we're going to be using with our team. So we need to consistently keep updating them and making sure they're working. And then what we need to do is, if we say to you, what you need to do is you need to diversify out, use all the bots. We could potentially give you a money back guarantee, which says, well, if you don't make any money, we'll give you money back because you're very likely going to do it. And then we have the money for the infrastructure to build. This is a completely different product, Legends. You're not going to find this from your gay little fucking crypto twat influencer who's only been trading for 2.5 years. This is serious. This is like giving a product that works. You can make money. It's taken a decade of thinking and trying to get the right shit out to make this work. Like, it's some serious shindigs. And Legends, we're going for it right now. Look at this stream. I'm loving this stream, Legends. Look at the chat going off. So, Botmaster's coming out, and then we'll be able to launch it like that. We're going to get everything going, and then what we can do when it actually is live, we can test it, pilot it, see what you guys actually make, and then you guys can come back to us, because we're going to have a system which is called Contribute. So we're going to have a tab which lets you put in other settings, because you'll have the Botmaster indicator, so you can actually go ahead and change it yourself. You can go and change it yourself. So you can go into Botmaster, and you can come up with your own settings, and then you can send us settings that you think are good called Contribute. And if we use the settings that you've created because they're actually good, we'll be able to give you even more money back. Or say the next month is free, or we'll give you perks and stuff like that. So I'm very excited about it. And it's coming extremely soon. But go and get on the waitlist, guys. The waitlist is in this description below. And there's all other links down there as well to exchanges. We promote Hyperliquid at the moment for the bots because I think it's going to be good. We're going to actually have that working. And then also, Legends, we say Bybit, BingX are good exchanges for the bots as well, and our indicators as well. But Hyperliquid is going to be a good one. So when we actually go through, we can Hyperliquid you in, and you can actually trade with our bots on Hyperliquid, no KYC the whole way through. So I'm actually really excited about it, guys. Anyway, let's get into the analysis. I basically just did a whole entire fucking... I didn't even mean to get into that. But was that clear for you, Pete? Do you know what this is about now? Do you understand Botmaster now? You're going to get that?
Yeah, I will, but I might forget soon. But I'm sure I'll ask you again. But no, that's pretty clear, bro. I'm excited for the launch. Let's get it going. Let's get that. Let's get it out.
Mate, if you forget, you can just watch the video back. You know.
Yeah.
Right, guys. Let's go into Let me recap Bitcoin. So basically, Bitcoin, I don't think on the lower time frames we could call this a bottom yet. We're still below this, which is the tiniest little swing high of the prior move down. Here's the most important area. If we go like that, maybe I'd say it's about 33% chance we're going to get the bottom in. We do have some macro stuff to talk about, okay? And SPX had a good day today on the Monday. So let's go into some macro stuff. I think, Pete, you could probably bring up this MicroStrategy short, or I don't know exactly what's going on with MicroStrategy, but Sailor is keeping a cool head, and I think he should be. I don't think there's anything wrong with this chart. I actually do think when it rallied up, we were calling for some sort of pullback on MicroStrategy. It's not going to go up like this forever. It's done this multiple times in its history, and also anything that goes up that quickly is likely going to come down to Fibonacci retracement levels, and I think we're probably going to get a 618. Let me just actually go back and do this properly. So we have to go from swing low to swing high. But, you know, we're at 786 would be absolutely fine in any regard, like 786. But I think, what is it? Did JP Morgan? JP Morgan. Do you remember that?
JP Morgan.
JP Morgan.
Yeah, that's such an silly, stupid joke.
I know no one's gonna get it, but we're gonna get it, so that's all that matters.
JP Morgan.
But what is it? 134 billion short, or is it a sell? What's going on?
So they sold 4
Share
trillion.
your screen,
JP
Nick.
Morgan. Oh yeah, I'm not even sharing my screen.
That was.
That was a bit of a.
Share your screen, my guy. So 4 trillion, JP Morgan.
I think they've announced that they've sold a big position.
Okay, so I need to know more, but I actually want to know, because if it's a short sell, it's a lot more different to if it was their own spot and then they sold their spot at a profit. Because a short sell is going to be a much more risky business for JP Morgan actually. To start.
I don't know anything about the short. I don't know. If is anyone in the chat? Just put some information about. Is there a short or something?
Mate, you're supposed to be the co-host with the info for me to comment on. You're like, yeah.
I've got a bit of information for you here. You know,
that was a good one. You fucking outwitted me there, my guy.
It seems like Sailor's like under attack from like almost everyone at the minute.
Yeah, I just got rid of my inflation-adjusted chart for gold. 1 sec. The reason is, and this is the reason everyone's trying to jump on the bandwagon, is because at the moment, the media circle and the jerk circle, let me just quickly go back. The jerk circle in the media have an incentive to try and rip things down that are good. Like, we know that negative stuff, let me just get M2SL up. I've literally been personally affected by this whole entire thing. It's because negative shit and negative news stories and things that scare people, they are the things that people want to click on and watch and do all these things. No one's actually talking from any real level of fucking knowledge. 99.9% of people don't even understand what the whole company even does and how it even operates and how he's actually using his stock to use for bonds to get Bitcoin. So most people don't even understand it. Let me just do 2011 high. I just deleted my main chart.
I think that whole thing of him getting delisted from some indexes, like that's caused a lot of people to worry about what's going on with them, and then
let's have a look.
Yeah, how much the stock's been tanking, and then you've got like other news coming through, like JP Morgan selling.
I can't get that thing out of my head.
Yeah,
I was about to say it again, but I'm not going to do it. So MicroStrategy. The thing is, like, this to me is a very, very good chart. Like, everyone's going to call it now, it's over. But, like, the thing is, they're not looking at it in the right way. Like, you have to remember that the price of MicroStrategy is phenomenal. Like, this is a fucking public listed company. I think he's actually predominantly owns most of the stocks himself. So I think it's a synergy between the two. But I don't know if it's listed on a public exchange in terms of, is he raised money from the public or is it a private company? I don't know the exact logistics of it. But I'm saying, this thing here is an incredible price move. This is just people taking profit, selling the fucking thing. Like, the issue people have with things that go up is a lot of people are either are trying to shit on it because they want it to go further down so they can buy it. So they're trying to get their own bias into the market itself. Or people are just basically seeing only the down because they're trading on lower time frame perspectives. They're on the hourly and all they see is that. And they're like, oh my God, it's over. It's going to zero. But if you just zip out, this is a perfectly fine chart. I don't see anything wrong with it. It hasn't even gone to its 786 yet. It's had a 3,000% move up. Like, Sailor might be under the water with some stuff on the back end with this whole debt leverage stuff and the bonds he's releasing, but we'll only find out that after the math. And at the end of the day, like, the price chart to me doesn't look too bad. I think it's just a combination of a lot of people with jealousy. There's jealous people in the world, Legends, right? They missed it. They don't like seeing people succeed. You have that factor. Then you have the money market media, which can only really make money on negativity. In the same way that it takes a long time for greed to build up, it takes a long time to get people to fucking watch positive news stories. Scary, aggressive, mad news is what gets people riled up. They start clicking, they start looking at the website, they start buying the newspaper, they start clicking on the ads. Like that, in marketing and sales, we all know that. It's like, a lot of these sales tactics people use is the premise of trying to pull down and scare and frighten people to purchase something. You see it in the pharmaceutical industry. It's like the biggest way they do it. Like, if you don't have that, even mouthwash companies have been sued for this shit. Like, if you don't have mouthwash, you're going to have bad breath and everyone's going to think you're a sneaky fucking bastard. And it's like, you're making people scared to buy, which actually is a really good tactic in terms of making fucking money. So money market media are doing that. They're just trying to sell fucking whatever they're trying to fucking sell. And then you have the aspect that people are looking at it on a too short a time frame. All we don't know really, and I think Saylor probably comes out and talks about it, but I just don't follow the space as much because I don't really have a big position in MSTR. But I'd say if you're an insider and you can look at the books and you can see you might be over-levered on this stuff, then you have a say to potentially look at shorting or aiming the other way. But I would say it's probably a long-term investment if I was going to look at it at these prices. But it does make you kind of... Look, I don't want to bang on this drum again and again and again, but I don't look at news at all. I'm a price action trader. And the reason is for that is because money market media news and fundamental news. So if you go and find something that says the PE ratio of this company is this, or you find some analysis that says Apple made this much money, and it's a accredited fundamental piece of news from what's actually happening, you can use that to create a fundamentals trading strategy, a fundamental investment strategy. But when it comes to money market media news, where it's a little bit more wishy-washy, is what you're really reading a lot of the time is just people's opinions. And that's fucking dangerous because opinions come like that. They ebb and they flow. And also there's a lot of these companies are egged on to make negative news stories to get more financial gain. So I would... And also, guys, I've been trading for long enough to know that whenever I get into a position, the news always happens later. Like, we know this, legends. Like, I remember the China pump and dump. I remember all the Sailor shit where he was coming out. I remember all the things. I remember when Bitcoin was falling in price from fucking 6,000 to 3,000, and all the news was just talking about better fundamentals, better fundamentals, better fundamentals. The price was going down. And then you have things where everyone's saying, oh, no, Bitcoin's over because of quantum computers, the price is going up. And by the way, this whole quantum computer thing, legends, I know this has kind of come up in the news recently on Bitcoin. Again, it's just fucking ridiculous. Quantum computers cannot break SHA-256. It's not possible to break that protocol because that protocol has defined rules. That means you have to do certain processes to create a block. It's not like if you have a really powerful computer, you can suddenly roll back all the fucking blocks on the blockchain. They're written in stone by the amount of energy it costs to produce them. So the only way you can roll it back is by expending more electricity than it did cost to produce that block. So if you take 10 blocks, that's 10 times the energy consumption of Argentina. Just to roll back 10. 10 times Argentina's energy consumption. So listen, this is fucking ridiculous. Like, the only thing that quantum's going to do is it's going to break all elliptic curve cryptography, all of the SegWit addresses, the taproot addresses. You're going to see all of the Bitcoin legacy addresses. Anything that's not, because a lot of them have elliptic curve and then you have other types of cryptography built into them. Any type of cryptography is likely going to be broken because all cryptography is making it so the probability of you guessing the private key in relation to the public key is just so big that it's very unlikely you'll do all elliptic curve cryptography does. Lots of fucking complex words. All this cryptography system elliptic curve does, it just makes it so the probability of you choosing the right string of numbers is just so unbelievably improbable. Like, we're talking more atoms than there are in the known universe, that it would take you... It's just such a small chance. It's just trillions, if not quadrillions. Actually, the numbers are it's like 20 to the 8 to the 10 or some shit. So that's all it does. It just makes it so it's really, really hard to pick a number, which is right. That's all. It's very simple, actually, when you think about it. The quantum computers will literally break that in an instant. All cryptography will be broken in an instant because literally quantum computers are using an atom which can be pointing up and down at the same time. So it's essentially like having a 0 and a 1 at the same time. I'm not going to get into the logistics of quantum computers and how it operates, but I do have a kind of an understanding of it. It's essentially, instead of a 1 and a 0 binary, you can have a 1 and a 0 at the same time, which like exponentially grows the the amount of... It's not even compute power. It's more like calculations. It's like the CPU. It's not like the GPU. It's like the CPU. And then, but what I'm trying to say is that there are systems which are really easy to create that are quantum resistant. And what you do is you build a system that isn't just about probability factors. You build a system which has extra different loops and keys. So essentially, instead of having one lock where you have one key, you essentially build multi-signature wallets and you build multi-signature systems, which it makes it so Quantum, first, it can't even try and break the lock. Because another problem is, going down the rabbit hole on this one, but I'm saying the only way you can derive a private key from a public key is if you've seen the public key. If you have never seen the public key, it's impossible ever to get the private key. So that's one cool factor about Quantum. So if you have a public key, which is on a ledger, which has never been exposed, so you've only ever sent money to it and you've never exposed a public key, actually that wallet's safe. You can't derive a private key from a public key. It's not possible. So in that regard, that's how you can get to quantum resistant systems, where essentially you don't ever broadcast as much. But anyway, it's a really nice, interesting topic, because what we do know is that quantum's coming pretty fucking quickly. And also, if any wallet that isn't cryptographic, if any wallet that hasn't moved to a quantum resistant system, eventually will get hacked and broken, which means that all circulating supply will come into circulation. And that means that Satoshi's tokens, the 1 million tokens that he's got, if he doesn't move them at some point, he will lose all of them, because a quantum computer will break that wallet and take them. So it's going to be fucking mental, guys. We're going to see in our lifetime the million Bitcoin that Satoshi has move. And if it doesn't move, it's probably going to go into the hands of Google or whoever builds the quantum computer. But then also another thing about quantum computers as well is that because only a very small amount of companies actually have the access to the technology, they're being significantly regulated. So even if these companies wanted to use quantum computers in a malicious way, what would happen is if they did it, they would essentially be sued into oblivion, or they would be put in jail probably. It's the same way as if you went and broke a safe in a bank with a computer, you go to jail for nicking the money. It would be the same thing. It would be the same fucking thing with a team with a quantum computer. If they broke all bank codes tomorrow, they go jail. So, point over. Anyway, let me just finish this Bitcoin fucking topic. It's unlikely, guys, for a bottom to be in right now, but we do have some higher time frame factors, which I did just say, which look pretty good with this big green dildo coming out the fucking screen. SBX, guys. So I do think in the next 2 years, the top for the stock market is in. In the next 2 years, very likely, I think we're going to see a top in the stock market, and the stock market's going to come down significantly in price, which will result in the value falling as well, because we're at .com levels of value. SBX on price terms, Monday's been a pretty good move. If we hold here, guys, we're actually good. So in terms of lower time frame analysis, if we hold this level, it's probably likely actually SBX is going to continue. If we lose it, break, see it as resistance, then you look for the head short. But that's the level you're looking for, guys, about 6,500 points. I just saw a video of me, guys, earlier calling that the SPX is going to go to 6,500 points, literally fucking a year and a half ago. Nike, just an investment, doesn't really matter. We've done that one. Microstrategy, so, sorry, gold. Yeah, we're getting it, guys. Let me go on to the monthly, because that looks ridiculous. So we're getting it. We have two significant wicks on the top side of the 2011 highs. I was calling this, guys. You can go on my Twitter. I called this many months ago. I actually called this over a year ago. I remember showing this chart. If I can find my fucking thing. The price was about here, and I remember saying to everyone, guys, when we get here, that's likely we're going to see a stop off. Now, in hindsight, or let's just say now, it's not like, you know, if it just carried on going, then yeah, it would just be a wrong thing. But all I'm saying is that at this point in time, the price has stopped significantly here. We have two massive wicks on the price. And also you can even see that articulated here. Massive monthly wicks. We're on the monthly time scale. So the price went to this level, and then it fell on the level I said. It fell 10%. So that's a significant move in comparison to everything else. Anyway, I think gold's probably going to get the top as well over the next 18 months. And then Dixie, the chart that everyone forgot. I'm the kind of guy who like brings up the chart that everyone forgets, because no one's thinking about this right now. Again, Dixie. Guys, Dixie. Firstly, legends, and I can provably show you this, I literally said that Dixie's likely going to rally up, get a lower high, and then fall down to this trend line and see support. Guys, it's not even a fucking joke. It's done exactly what I said. We've had the rally up, lower high, and now down at support on this trend line. And it's just mental that this trend line's being respected so perfectly, because trend lines aren't that high hit rate. But it is crazy that the Dixie is respecting this channel the way it is. And guys, if we get, and this is one of those moments in a video which I will try and save, because I think that stock market, I think, is nearly topped. Gold, I think, is nearly topped. I think Bitcoin will probably end up doing something back up to its high, and then it will top out as well. But a year for Bitcoin is such a long time. We've got to keep it on the lower time frames. Dixie is very likely, guys, going to do another one of these. And you can put this on a fucking price chart. Every single time Dixie has had a significant rally, and I don't like using the word rally because actually it's not. All this is showing you is things in the economy, stock shares, indices, equities, commodities being sold back into cash. So it's not really a rally. It's more like people selling shit back into US dollars. That's why it gets its strength. The purchasing power rises. So it's not really a rally. It just means that people are selling stuff into US dollars again. So we're going to get very likely this. I think it's going to happen within the next 2 years. And when the Dixie does this, guys, it's going to correlate, motherfucker, to everything going down. Everything's going to be going down when this happens. Viking, I actually watched an old video. I can see you in the chat. I watched an old video of me and you, and we were talking about this over a year ago. And we were actually calling this shit here. We were saying, okay, when Bitcoin falls, when the Dixie falls like this will be the bull market for Bitcoin and gold. And the stock market. I actually called 6,500 points. And that's where we are now. And guys, that's exactly what happened. Here was a bull market for Bitcoin. Here was a bull market for Bitcoin. Here was a bull market for Bitcoin. I won't go and show you on the chart because I've already done that. And I will tell you right now that every single time, if you go to a chart and you see where the bull and bear cycles are in Bitcoin, this is the correlation. Bear markets. Sorry, bull market, bull market, bull market, bear market, bear market, bear market. So when it goes up, bear market for Bitcoin most of the time, and stock market, and the stock market and gold. So let me just go forward, okay? So now the Dixie, I think, is very likely going to do this. It might fanny around here for a little bit, but I think we got 2 years until the stock market tops. So I would say that on the balance of probabilities, the Dixie is now going to come back up, guys, all the way to here. And Viking says the dollar milkshake theory. I do think that's correct. I don't agree in the dollar milkshake theory time frame anymore, but I do believe that the dollar milkshake theory is actually a thing, and I said that maybe 5 years ago. This is the same prediction as when I called $1 will be €1. Because I remember when I said that to my dad, actually, and he said, it's laughable. The dollar and the euro are never going to be the same. Guys, right now, $1 is, well, actually, it's changed now, the last 6 months. But when I called that 2 years later, $1 was €1. Now I'm calling this £1 will be $1. That's coming next. That's going to take a few more years. But £1 will be $1 in the next 2 years. So this here, massive rally up in, don't like using the word rally, but this is what's going to happen. If you see the Dixie beginning to make formations, like it is kind of right now, of breaking out from a bottom, yeah, it's going to take a two-year cycle for it to rally like this or go up, and then we're going to see everything else falling. So, guys, we're getting close to a motherfucking top on a lot of stuff. And it's going to freak a lot of people out, but this is kind of a solidifying factor for me. Dixie looking very, very like it wants to come up. So we're in a moment like this, guys. And I do think it's going to have some pretty destructive effects on bulls. The bears are going to be loving it. Gold is going to come down anyway. Like, at the end of the day, guys, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to look at that. It looks like the fucking Burj Khalifa. It looks like the Burj Khalifa. Like, yes, we know the price of this needs to rise in tune with inflation, but it's just the sheer velocity in this amount of time. It's just a sheer cliff up. Like, do you really think it's going to go here and then... It's just not happening, Legends. Like, there's no chart. It's coming back. So even on a flat PA chart, gold is coming back at some point. Might go to 5K, but it's coming back. SPX is the same fucking story. It's the same fucking story. So even if... Because there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be calling the top for the SPX with no real analysis. They're just going to be saying it because it looks like it's going up. And they're right, because it looks ridiculous. I'm just saying that I'm actually using a little bit more in-depth analysis with the inflation-adjusted charts and obviously then the price action itself on lower time frames. But, you know, gold and the SPX charts, they're both at significant all-time highs of purchasing power. And the thing is with it, let me put Algo Master back on and go to the weekly. The thing is with it, guys, the reason I'm talking about gold and the stock market together as a bracket, because they will likely trend in the same way. The thing about Bitcoin is, you know, it's so small in comparison to gold and the stock market that it's difficult to say that Bitcoin's going to perfectly line up with them. I do think Bitcoin is going to go into a bear market, but if it does take SPX a year, maybe 2, to start a significant bear market, like Bitcoin, it's like this. It's like when you're a baby, when you're a kid, when you're fucking 10 years old, one day feels like a really long time. But when you're fucking 32 or 42, one day just whips past. You're like, whoa, another day, another day, another day, another day. That's literally Bitcoin. The amount of shit Bitcoin can do in a day, the length of a day for Bitcoin is just so long compared to the fucking stock market. The stock market just pops about, old fucking granddad. Gold's the fucking old G. Stock market's the fucking old uncle. Bitcoin's the ADHD motherfucking kid at the back of the class that won't shut up, jumping up and down, jumping off fucking walls, and can do a lot in a day. So I'm just saying that my analogy to make my point is that Bitcoin is can do so much stuff in the period of time that the SPX and gold is likely going to top. And to be honest, on the balance of probabilities right now, if we hold above 74, if we lose 74, that thesis for me changes. But on the balance of probabilities, and this is probably going to go against what a lot of people think right now, I would probably say it's, if you put a gun to my head and said, what do you think? You're going to break $60,000 or $125,000? That's pretty good fucking going. We're in the middle. I would say that it's more likely to break the all-time high at this point. It's more likely, I think, we break $125 than $60 at this point. And that's not Moonboy shit. That's just going by, I think Bitcoin could probably do a lot more stuff and then have its bear market in the future. Because I don't think gold and I don't think the stock market and gold are there just yet. I think we do have a little bit more time. The Dixie's a slow mover. Obviously, we know that because it's just people selling into dollars. But gold, by any analysis, here's a long-term macro top for gold. This took a long time. This is a month, so this is the weekly time scale. I'll draw my little tool here, and we'll get exactly how many weeks. So let's just go actually from the top, and then let's go from when it nuked. That was 83 weeks. So getting on for almost 2 years, because obviously you got 104 weeks in 2 years, so you're almost there. So, fuck, it nearly took 2 years to top out. Even these ones took a while. Considering the velocity of this move and the period of time it took, I think it will probably take longer than that. So it might take... yeah, but I think 18 months or more it's going to take for gold to top. And then obviously, you know, the stock market, it's not hard to... The stock market's just a very, very weird environment for most people. You know, I talk to a lot of like no-coiners, and I talk to a lot of like people who aren't traders, and they're just like, how is it just going up the whole time? They're like, they kind of make up all these stories in their head about, well, the tariffs worked, or Trump's just doing something right. The employment rate is low, and they talk about like fucking the Fed fund rate, which can have an effect, but only it's a lagging thing. It happens 18 months later. All of this shit people are talking about in the news most of the time, it's just fucking irrelevant. It's just they're just trying to put something into a jigsaw puzzle to make it look like it's right. It's almost like it's kind of the shape's there, but the picture's not right. You know, they're just trying to always think of something which will fit their narrative. All of it is bollocks. The reason it's going up in price is down to the simple fact that most of this is just because there's more US dollars being printed. And the inflation adjusted chart is saying an increase in value, but in terms of the price rising this much, most of it is just trying to keep up with inflation. So you have to understand that if it goes up 8%, it doesn't mean it's any better. That's neutral. If people think that when things go up in price, it must mean they're getting better, or there's a team update, or there's something good happening. But nowadays, that's not the truth anymore. It goes up 8%, but that doesn't mean anything's got better. All we do know is that the purchasing power has gone into a bubble, so we are close to it. Anyway, I think that's pretty much my thesis out the way. What happened to ADA then? So did ADA just get hacked, and then it's not really done much, actually, to be honest? The old ADA ski.
It got vibe coded, bro.
Yeah.
No, he didn't. That's the real shit way of slant and what happened. But
yeah,
I think it was just one of the devs. One of the devs was pushing some code on there. We'll go through it in a second anyway. But a few
Yeah,
people
we
have been
will.
coming in on the chat.
Bruv, can I say one fucking thing? Can I say one fucking thing? I've been
You've been
talking for an
saying a
hour.
lot of things,
I've
man.
been saying a lot of stuff. Like,
Yeah.
this is another point that I made many years ago. I said that what you don't want in protocols is them to change and be able to be updated too often. And that's why things like EOS and ADA and Ethereum and a whole load of altcoins, even the top 10, they actually don't have the potential to have massive market caps because you can't have certainty in them always staying the same. Things that have big market caps, which are usually things that are a store of value, which would mean they have a fixed or scarce supply, and they are usually very limited in their supply and don't change. The reason things like gold the reason gold has a $28 trillion market cap, everyone thinks like, I'll bring it up right now, $28 trillion market cap. Everyone's like, but it doesn't do anything. It's a pet rock. That's the point. People say, why is gold a $28 trillion market when it doesn't do anything? It's a pet rock and it never changes. Those are the three things that make it valuable, because then you can have more certainty that what you're buying, in this example, gold, will never change, so you can use it as store of value. So the problem is about Ultra. Well, Ultra is not going to be used as money, but I'm saying the things about like people think, oh, ADA's going to go to the moon because when you use it for daily transactions, and Zcash is going to go to the moon because of this, and fucking EOS and ADA and Ethereum, all these fucking platforms, they're never going to be like that. They're never going to be a massive store of value because they have to be updated. The code has to change. They have to change mechanisms within it. And that creates uncertainty because these things can break. And that's what we saw with ADA. It broke. We've seen this a million times. Solana, it broke. It's like this. For thousands of years, men and women and human beings have used gold to store their economic energy, and they've sailed across the oceans to put it under the ground to save it. Imagine if every month the element changed of gold. Imagine if God came down and said, ho, 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 Father Christmas, God. And then changed the mechanism of gold. So you bought your gold and you're like, oh, wow, you could put this in a safe for billions of years and it will never corrode. Imagine if God came down and said, no, what we're going to do this time now is we're going to change the element structure of gold, and now it's going to rot like paper. Obviously, the price and value would go to zero because there would be no certainty in it actually storing economic energy or value. So you have to remember that some things that you might think are negatives about things actually are the reason that they are good. And that's, most people get caught up in this stupid loop of like, but the transactions per second is too slow for it to be used. My little coin called Nano that has an update every 17 seconds can do 400 billion transactions a second but we update it every 84 seconds. Well, yeah, you might have more transactions per second, but because it changes every 18 seconds, it means it's more likely to break. So like, honestly, like, if most of the time people say shit from subjective ignorance or stupidity, and they're just thinking some subjective bias bollocks, which they think's bad. And that's another reason, guys, why the news doesn't fucking work. Because what you think is negative is what another motherfucker thinks is positive. Someone goes, oh, Trump said he's going to regulate crypto. Well, someone thinks that bad, and there's another motherfucker out there who thinks it's good. They're buying because of it, and you're selling because of it. So, anyway, we're getting a little bit of a move here, guys. We're actually trying to break out of this resistance zone, and if we do get it, that's a good look for the bulls. We have a rally up to the local resistance. We have a higher low, and if we do go like that, I'd say we're looking at about a 33% chance that the bottom is in. But right now, we're pretty much at like 10% chance bottom's in. But if we go there, 33% chance, and the Giga Green node. The Giga Green node is here, legends. The Giga Chad Green Nozzer node.
I just got one question.
Nah, you're not allowed to talk. Jump back into some altcoins.
Are you long or short?
Yeah. Are you long or short, legends?
Yeah, let's get some long or shorts.
Are you in the chat? Are you long or short? What you got on news for me, brother? Let's get into news now.
No, we want some more price action, bro.
Do we?
Yeah, just keep going so you can't fucking talk anymore.
Come on, what's this news article about, broski?
We got some. Which one we looking at?
Dunking on this BS Sailor changed his mind.
Yeah, that's just some bullshit going on, isn't it? From Mark Saylor years ago, 2013, did this tweet: "Bitcoin days are numbered. It seems like it's just a matter of time before it suffers the same fate as online gambling." But that's from like 2013.
Yeah. No. This is actually a factor that makes you realize that this man is intelligent, because the thing is about people is they say one thing a long time ago and then they for no reason try and die on the hill with that stupid thing they said. If you have the courage and the ability to say something in the past which might have been wrong, and then come out and say, no, I was wrong about this. I've changed my mind because I've looked at the research and looked at the information, and now I've changed my mind about this certain thing or product or Bitcoin in this example. That's actually a massive sign of highly intelligent people. It's the stupid people who they say one thing and then they don't want to look stupid because they said one thing, and then they just die on the hill with it forever. Even though they don't even ever really look at the objective truths. They just go, no, I said it once, that online gambling is bad, and now it must always be bad, or whatever the fucking case. And Michael Saylor is a good example of that. Michael Saylor was saying the same shit. I mean, not Michael Saylor. I mean, fucking, what's his name? Peter Schiff said one bad thing about Bitcoin, then he could never get out of his own bollocks. That's what I think of him.
It's done well for him. Someone else has said here as well about the quantum FUD on here. What?
I'm doing them.
I can't hear nothing.
I'm gonna talk about
the lightsaber. It gets filtered out.
Mate, these are what's happening right now. Massive red candles. Like, we're getting these epic red candles. Look at it.
Can you make the lightsaber go green?
Oh. Yeah, I can make it go green. Listen to this. Green candles covered in, legends. It's actually so mental, this thing. Guess how much this light... Guess how much we got the green candies coming in, legends. Alright, guess how much this lightsaber costs, legends. Listen to that.
Yeah, it
Can you hear it?
Too much.
It's going mental.
Yeah, it looks sick.
So yeah, legends. So I'm going to get this out on stream, and when the candles are green, we get green lightsabers. But when they're red, they have to go red. Right, yeah, so what's crack-a-lacking, my guy?
Someone else was saying the quantum FUD on the Satoshi Bitcoin wallet is dumb. He never transferred Bitcoin out, so the private keys are not exposed on chain. And someone else came back with this. Actually, legend, with the elliptic curve, it is possible only with quantum algo because private key is generated from the public key as an input to the curve.
So if you don't have the public key, at this point in time, it is impossible to get the private key, because it's not possible to derive a private key from a public key because you don't know what wallet to try and hack. No, if you don't know what wallet to hack, you can't hack it, okay? So you could do it technically, though, if you randomly tried to find a string of numbers that then correlated with a public key, and then you tried to break that public key, which you don't really know is a public key yet because you have to just guess whether it is, and then you have to break that public key to get the private. So you're talking about not just having to hack one wallet if you don't know the public. And also, no, I think theoretically with this situation is impossible, just because you can't. There might be. I'm talking about theoretically. Maybe there's a quantum system that could instantly input random digits into some sort of system which then verifies whether it's a public key or not. But if it's never been broadcasted to the blockchain, your public key, I genuinely think it's impossible because there's no way to verify whether it's a wallet or not. Also, you have another system which Trezor uses where you can't actually hack a wallet created via Trezor if it's not actually in the Trezor app as well. So now you have app limitation guards where you can only actually try and break the fucking wallet. And I can't remember the exact... I actually went through this process the other day because I was trying to fucking retrieve some Trezor wallet money. Oh, I don't know. It's there's a few limitations. You can just fucking look online. But I'm saying no.
Until we got quantum algo and shit, it ain't gonna happen.
Well, people aren't getting quantum just about right. I know a little bit about it. I've actually been kind of researching quantum shit for even quantum entanglement and quantum fucking physics. I actually got really into it at one point. I'm not saying I'm sitting there with fucking Neil deGrasse Tyson and banging on about it, but like I've got a little bit of knowledge on it. But I'm saying like quantum computers are quite limited in the fact that they aren't gonna be able. They can basically solve complex tasks and algorithms, but they're not very good at like raw compute, and they're not going to change a lot of different types of like it's not your GPU essentially, it's a CPU. It's like it can do lots of processes. It's going to come up with some cool shit though. Also energy consumption is another issue.
Someone else is agreeing with you. I agree, there's one more massive rally it would go past the top of this year.
Looking at the green fucking dildo we got right now,
yeah, we've got a green lightsaber.
We literally genuinely have got one of these coming out. Like this is what the chart actually looked like. I'm gonna go back a little bit. This is legitimately what that chart looks like. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to bang it right on.
Go on, mate, bang it.
Oh, it's red. It's a massive red deal. All right, let me. It's because I got it on the darkness settings. Where's green? Oh, there we go. Here's green. Let me get green. So you got that. So what we're waiting for this year, legends, and this is a fucking hilarious video. I put the I put the lightsaber between my legs, so it looks like it's my wanger. Oh, yeah! It's like that. And what Bitcoin's gonna do? It's gonna fucking pump up, and then it's just gonna go. Oh, see you later. Mate, I love this lightsaber. Guess in the chat how much it cost. Look, you even got a green button when it's green, and you just go.
Here, this is an interesting question. What comes first? Great British pound parity or collapse of the Eurozone?
Great British pound first. It's going to go $1 to one Great British pound.
We've got the budget this week, so the new Chancellor in the UK is setting out the budget. And
let's have a look at the Great British pound, my guy.
Yeah, let's have a little look at it.
You're not going to be happy when you see the giga downtrend our currency has been on over. Yeah, look at this, bang on. So this is
£1 versus $1.
Yeah, guys, we're in big trouble. Like it's going to be one. Like if you go on, I'll do a monthly chart to start off with. We'll start with the yearly actually, because this will really put it into perspective. So we have some significant issues here. Having said that, I want to make one caveat to this. If this is an interesting point, because what England needs is for its currency to be stronger, we need to get significant foreign investment. And that will mean that the nation's currency itself from the central bank, the Bank of England, will be seen as less risky, and you can have more certainty of holding your purchasing power in it because the economy is growing. If Farage does manage to turn it around a little bit and come in and reduce some regulations, and lots of companies start investing and people start moving back and money starts coming back in, and maybe some more tax revenue comes through, and companies begin to say, fuck it, actually England's quite a good spot. It's only 10%, 20% tax. It's never going to happen. But imagine they said 10% tax on everything, but you can come live in England. I would move to England. I'm not even joking. Like, I don't care about 10%. I care about 40 or 50%. And I care about all the other bollocks. But legitimately, if it was 10%, I might just change my name. My name is Max, I don't pay tax. I'll just be like, look, my name is Max, I pay 10%. I might just turn into that guy. Like 10%. But anyway, I'm going to go down a horrible rabbit hole with the government. But I'm saying, like, if Farage gets in, it might change this. But it's just not. Like, look at it, brother. Like, this is going back to So this is 2007. So just to put into perspective what we're looking at here. This is 2007 here. So this was the Great Recession. And unfortunately, before 2008, 2007, London was the biggest financial capital center of the world, because in the city of London, the center of London, there's a place called the City of London that has a whole different legal, tax, and legal system. So there's a whole different world in the middle of London. It's still there right now. It's very near the House of Parliament. I went to a forum there, and there's a whole little place, and they have a completely different standard to anywhere else in the country. They have their own legal standard. They have their own courts. They have their own judiciary. They have their own tax regime, and also they're on common British law, not on other types of laws which are in the whole country. And there's no Bill of Rights. So this is crazy. This is in the middle of London, and this is where all of the biggest financial institutions were, because they could essentially have more control over fraud cases, going through their own court systems to prosecute people who committed bad crimes. Because at the end of the day, the banking system is so integral now to the system that we live in the world, is that there is a whole new set of rules. Because if something happens to the financial system, then actually everyone else in this scenario we're in, this is before Bitcoin. Do you remember? Like, this is before Bitcoin. Bitcoin isn't even created yet, so there's no alternative except this banking system and gold. And basically the whole fucking thing is a load of bollocks anyway. I don't even agree with it. But what I'm saying is that 2008 was essentially the collapse of that system being the predominant system that was going to last another 100 years of being the predominant thing. That moment was a complete collapse within the central banking world, central banks and private banks, with mortgage and debt and all that kind of shit. We saw the credit crunch and the big collapse. And now, roll on 20 years, a bit less actually. Now we have lots of other different types of instruments we can use. We have crypto, we have Bitcoin, even other derivatives of gold. And the market for finance has changed a little bit. But anyway, I'm just saying that 2008 fucked London. The center, the thing that was making London so powerful, got fucked. And it's still actually probably one of the biggest financial centers even today. You even have the standard of common British law and the city of London being used in other countries. Like DIFC in Dubai is built on the center of London common British law legal system, even here in Dubai and in Singapore and in Hong Kong and in loads of other places, even in New York. So London is still the layer one solution. It's like the base level solution, which other financial institutions can plug into. They can plug into the city of London. They can plug into their system. They can use their courts, their common British law. They can use all this traditional. They can use all these systems and export it into their country. And then even in DIFC, if you commit a crime in DIFC, you go through a court with an Australian or British or New Zealand lawyer, and you go down for common British law, so that you're under that type of jurisdictional law, even in the center of Dubai. So my point is that 2007 was the collapse of that system, and it's going away now. But I'm saying, like, it was a predominant thing, and this is a big collapse. And now look at the Great British Pound. Because people lost certainty in Britain. So like Britain and London specifically was a financial hub. But when it collapsed, that meant that there was less confidence, there was less certainty in the Great British Pound. And actually you can see it's been a fucking significant decline. So the Great British Pound from 2007 has lost 40% of its purchasing power. Actually, sorry, that's not true. Its purchasing power is different to the relationship between Great British Pounds and US dollars. I'm just saying that the amount of US dollars you can get with Great British Pounds has fallen by 40%. So the relationship between the two means the dollar has been strengthening against the pound. But we know the dollar is the standard. It's been happening anyway for many, many years. But look at that run up we had there. It's fucking phenomenal. Anyway, it's been genuinely declining. Actually, we're coming up to this level here now. So the Great British Pound, and this is actually an interesting thing to chart up. If any of you British legends are out here, you'll be interested in this one. But anyone else will be like, well, the Great British Pound is literally only used in a handful of countries. The United Kingdom, some of the Cayman Islands stuff, some of the Virgin Islands, and I think Egypt has an Egyptian pound, but I think it's not tied to the Great British Pound anymore. Okay.
We've got some legends as well in the chat saying, look at the gold versus yuan chart. The yen.
That's Japan. Yeah, so just for basically a little bit of context here, if the Great British Pound falls and loses 121, this will be the move for you seeing £1 being $1. So my call before was $1 will be the same as €1, and that happened about a year after I said it was going to happen. I'm saying that the Great British Pound is going to probably do the same thing, and it will do the same thing. I'm just saying it's probably going to take a couple of years or longer, considering this chart's actually been rallying, and we have potentially a better prime minister coming in. That could prolong it even further. It'll happen eventually because it's not something that we can get away from. But I'm just saying the period of time it will take will be either longer or shorter, depending on who gets in, and how they create a different business cycle for the United Kingdom and actually bring certainty and back to the currency itself. And also, if you have big companies moving to England again to set up massive, say, say Rolls-Royce, financial institutions, banks, brokerages, houses, all the way through to insurance companies, if they all come back to the United Kingdom, guess what? They make money on a global stage. They bring that money back. They turn it into Great British Pounds. They pay their employees. They use it as a treasury asset. They use it in their company. And then what that does is it increases the certainty and purchasing power of the Great British Pound. The more companies you have in your country, the more people have to interact with that currency, which means that more people use it, more people have certainty in it, the medium exchange goes up to more potential parties, and the currency gets stronger. But we haven't seen that in the Great British Pound for a long, long time. Anyway, what were you saying about that other question about the what was it? Gold, yen.
Yeah, the yen, the yuan, and
so yeah, it's yen. So we're doing US dollar to yen, are we?
No, gold.
Ooh. God, I don't even want to see this. I feel like the Japanese are going to be getting absolutely murked. I got Euro, Japan. So is it JPY, is it? Euro versus Japanese. Yeah, I need to just put JPY to find the ticker, young squires. Right, put a ticker in the chat. I'm always looking for tickers, man. I can look at the futures, but it's probably XAU, isn't it? Let's have a look if we get it on XAU. Yeah, maybe. Oh no, that's a silver sector.
Yuan. YUAN.
No. Oh, you're doing the yuan, yeah? Oh, I thought it was the yen. You said.
YUAN.
This is China, bruv.
Yeah, whip it up.
I thought we were doing Japan.
I don't know.
Bruv, like, what we do? We're doing two different fucking countries.
I'm trying to bring you through a couple of these comments, brother.
Now I'm looking at the fucking dollar to the Chinese fucking yuan. Yeah, no, this is gold, sorry. I'm doing gold. No, what am I doing now? Guys, we've gone down the fucking... Guys, we need tickets in the chat, all right? Yeah, I know it's JXY for Japan.
Just get juicy.
So gold / JXY should be what we get it. But that's not going to happen. Holy shit! Holy shit! This is not a good chart. When does this go back to? It goes back to 2008. Bruv, it goes back to 2008. It's just 2008. It looks like a fucking wanger. If you invert it, it looks like me in the morning. And then it goes like this. Whoa! Whoa! 8 a.m. 9 a.m. Right, yeah, guys, the Japanese currency is, obviously, we know that they have many different tactics. And by the way, guys, we shouldn't beat on the Japanese too much, which sounds extremely off. We shouldn't...
Yeah, beat them off.
Beat them out. Because the Japanese economy, which rarely anyone talks about, is the third biggest economy in the world. And I was like, wow. That's crazy. You got America, China, and then Japan. They're actually, like, guys, if you've never been to Japan, you have to go. I'm not going to bang on about this. I've been with my father, actually. But it was the most insane country ever. Also, the world map lies to you. the size of countries on a world map is actually not how big they are. And you work that out when you go to Japan. Because on a map, it looks kind of the same size as England. It literally looks the same size as England. Like, let me bring up fucking Google Maps a second, because this is a point I want to make. So,
That's right, we get it, man.
No, Pete, stop trying to be... Look at you trying to, like, just belittle me on my own stream.
we got that one.
So, let me do this, actually. Let me bring up this fucking thing. So what you can see on this, guys, is the size of the United Kingdom is like that. And then Japan, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, literally, I think England actually looks bigger. Like, the United Kingdom, like, the land mass, it kind of looks bigger than Japan. Like, but it couldn't be any more further from the truth. Japan is fucking massive. It's massive. Like, it's literally like 4 times the size of England. It does not look 4 times the size of England. The United Kingdom looks about the same, if not bigger, than fucking Japan. But if you go on a chart, or you literally have to get like another map up, and it shows you the true size of countries. Japan is fucking huge. And it's not this small little place. You think of all these small little Japanese people like fucking shoulder to shoulder. Like, hello. It's not happening. They got loads of space. They got big ass fucking shit going on. They got fucking bullet trains going for hundreds of fucking miles, and they go 1,000 miles an hour. And you're like, what? It's fucking huge. And also it makes it feel even bigger because the people are small. So you have tiny people in a massive country with bullet trains. Like, you've got such a crazy place, Legends. Like, I'm not fucking around. And England is fucking a very small little island with loads of fat, obese people. Japan is fucking huge, and they're all 5'3". And they're all eating food you've never seen before. Anyway, I've gone on a fucking tangent about Japan. It's a crazy place. Let's get back into the charts. But yeah, the reason this is happening, guys, is because they are printing fucking the JXY, which is the abbreviation for the yen, like unbelievable amounts. And it doesn't do too badly for them in terms of their foreign potential people to come in, but it's not very good for the people. They get, wiped out by inflation a lot, which in their eyes is good because what it does is it keeps people kind of moving with their money. But the problem is they have old people which have a very low velocity of currency movement. So what they have to do is print lots of new currency to keep going, and that's to try and hopefully stimulate more velocity. But because they're all so old, they're all frugal. Because as you get older, you start spending less. But you've got situations where you got like a 90-year-old woman handing down cash to their 70-year-old fucking daughter. And it's it's a crazy, crazy thing, and it's not gonna turn around anytime soon, Legends. It's not gonna happen. It's gonna keep going and going and going. Let's have a look at some inflation-adjusted stuff. So let's look at DXY/M2SL. Oh, they're really... Oh, look at that, Pete.
Oh, that looks nice.
It doesn't.
That looks real nice.
I'm going to get the red lightsaber out for this one. Like, if you want to see a Reku chart, Legends, if you want to see a Reku chart, that's what it's all happening, Legends. It's a wrecked chart. It's a Reku chart. Look at this. You can do this as well. Why's it not doing this? Try that. Wreck. Did you hear it going chew?
No, that gets filtered out.
Did you not hear it?
No, I don't hear it.
Maybe I was clicking a button. Well, obviously I can hear it. I was clicking a button that makes it look like it's I'm going, yeah, wreck. Pew, 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 pew.
I hear you from Google Meet, so I don't get the full. It filters you.
Can you guys hear that? Yeah,
They
that's a
might be getting
fucking.
it. They might be getting it.
That's a dirty chart, my guys. It's a dirty one. Look at gold going up, and then that other chart, them going down. Look, this is gold, and then this is fucking yen. Looks like a young Obi-Wan. Mate, I don't know if I'm a young Obi-Wan. I would say maybe actually yeah, Obi-Wan is old. I would say I was more of like, I don't know. I always liked that guy in the orange who got obviously killed, and he was called
Anakin.
No, mate, no. Boba Fett. I always liked Boba Fett. He got blasted and killed. And Boba Fett got blasted up by the Jedi in front of his son, got his head chopped off. But he was a bit of a legend. And I liked his ship as well. And he was always a bit on the side cuff, like a bit of an outsider. And like he was a bit of a wolf. And that's how I see myself. A little bit of a on the side, but like doing things well, but not really trying to get involved.
All right, look at my screen. I brought you up, sound interesting.
Little bit of a what's it called? Wait, where are you at? Oh shit, I've lost you. Oh god, boomer. Jackie Chang to play Chang Peng Zhao in oh, isn't that fucking Bybit? Isn't that fucking Bybit?
Yeah.
No, Binance, sorry. Mate, that's mental. Jackie Chan to play fucking CZ.
Yeah, I don't think it's
that's
true.
Good. I'll watch it.
He's old now. Look how young he looks in that AI picture.
I know, he is old, and he's looking old. Yeah, he's fucked.
He's looking old now.
He's wrecked. Oh, bro, I can't believe it. Yeah, let's get some more news stories up, bro. Let's go. What you got for me, man? Let's go through some funny news shit.
Someone said, "Legend, how can I be more like you?"
You need a big fuck off red lightsaber. You need a big red lipstick. Oh, mate, we should have the Ferrari, and then I jam the lightsaber up your ass. What?
What, mate? All right, this isn't a news story, right? But it's an interesting topic. Have a little think.
I can't see it though. Oh, there we go.
All right, I'm bringing it up now. Yeah, relax, bro. If you just hang criminals, then this doesn't happen. So he's reacting to this original tweet. It's genuinely crazy that there is basically zero downsides to executing violent criminals. And if you just keep doing it again and again, society eventually effectively turns into paradise. But we can't actually do it because leftists still control all governments and legal systems. And I really like this Will Tanner's response, this tweet back. If you just hang criminals, this doesn't happen. Europe became the greatest civilization ever seen by hanging criminals for centuries, executing 1 to 2% of each generation until doing such became unnecessary because the crime genes had been weeded out. As a result, they could focus on empire building and higher civilization rather than forever paying the EBT Danigel to a hostile and irrationally violent underclass. Yeah, should we just start hanging people more again?
Mate, if we started hanging people and executing people, that means the birth rate would fall even further. And we'd probably see the end of Europe anyway. There's a statistic out there that says that if the birth rate of Italy stays the same as is today, in 100 years, their population will be 20 million.
What's their population now then? So roughly
65.
65. Oh, yeah. Well,
that's fucked.
It's lower, isn't it?
100%. 100 years' time, they'll be on 20 million. But, mate, the thing is about this is I actually am kind of for it. I do think if you commit a capital crime, you deserve capital punishment, and that shit. If you kill someone, you deserve to be killed. I don't see any reason why that wouldn't be. And also, I think it should be the people who are affected by it. So, like, say a young girl gets killed, it should be the family members of that woman or that child who got killed who determine. Like, literally anything they want. You can do whatever you want. You can kill them, put them in jail. Not anything you want. You can't, like, fucking do, like, mad shit to them. But I'm saying, I just think it should go down like that. Like, if you fuck someone's shit up, the family members of whoever you killed or committed a crime against, the court of law just say, look, what would you like to happen to these people? Here are your options. You can execute them. You can put them in jail for the rest of their life. You can put them into probate. You can put them into a rehab clinic. You might actually think, okay, maybe he is okay.
I wonder. I've never seen any stats. It'd be good to bring up a chart on it. How many people were hanging like back in the day? You know,
yeah, a lot. But it wasn't 1 or 2% of the gen. No,
some sort of like curve or something on the chart for hangings throughout the centuries.
You could probably pull something up, but I'm saying there was a lot of death. But I'm saying like it definitely worked. But the thing is, there was a lot of crime still. But there was a lot of crime because of poverty, and then there was a lot of death because of it. But this whole thing about unnecessarily because the crime genes had been weeded out.
Yeah, they got rid of the crime genes. So how did they come back?
No. If that's the case, that criminality is determined by genes in humans, that would mean that Australia would still be a complete fucking place of just only people who are causing crime. Like, Australia is extremely safe, has extremely low crime, and is an extremely good place to go. All of the people who went there were criminals. The whole thing, the whole colonization of Australia was moving criminals from the United Kingdom.
Is that actually true?
Yes.
Like, when you think about it.
100%.
I know that they had a prison and they were sending people over there, but it is that whole thing like, it was just
all of like look at the numbers. Not all of them, because it was difficult to get them there. Anyone they deemed to be extremely high risk criminals was sent to Australia, bro.
Deep dive in this.
Get it on a ChatGPT. It was mental, the amount. So in that case, Australia would still be now a bad place. Also, it's a load of bollocks, guys. Like, none of this is to do with genes. It's all to do with environment, and it's all to do with the circumstances that you're in throughout your life. It's about your economic level, your education level, the people you hang around with, even like I don't want to, this won't mention anything personal, but like we've all had family members who've gone down one road which is completely different to another person in the same fucking family. Same person done literally completely different lives. It's nothing to do with genes, it's to do with your environment. And also, guys, we all originated from one place, which was the basin of essentially the African basin underneath Kenya and underneath Nigeria. That's where all human beings came from. They're all the same fucking genes. You have some countries where white people commit crime, some people where black, some whatever. It's nothing to do with actually your color of your skin. It's literally to do, it's not to do with the pigment of your skin. Like, that's the only difference. There is literally no difference between a black person, a white person, a yellow person, and a green person. We are literally the same DNA, the same genes.
Well, we're getting into it now, aren't we?
Yeah, well, listen, these people writing this fucking tweet,
Japan is 55% larger.
Yes, I fucking told you. I went there. It's fucking huge. Bro, I'm telling you. Like, if you look on a map...
55%. I thought it was much smaller than England, or at least the same size.
Mate, it's whamp.
And they're all small.
They're tiny, and they live in a place which is 55% bigger. And also, everything's perfect. There's no litter. Me and my dad were walking around Japan. We were walking around Tokyo, and we were like, how? I haven't seen one bin. There's no bins, and it's pristinely perfect. There are some areas, though, like Shinjuku. Hello, Shinjuku. There are some dodgy places like Shinjuku where it gets a bit mucky, but that's because it's the raving capital of the area. So they have like these certain little spots where it gets a bit roughy. But the whole city was literally perfect. There wasn't even a fucking tile out of place on the fucking pavement. I was like, what? And then it was no litter. There was nothing going on. It was massive. Everyone lived underground. Everybody was tiny. There was no noise. There was 128 million people living in a city, but you didn't see any of them. You're like that. Like, what? Like, where are they? It's an incredible,
hardly any crime as well.
If I was like in my culture a bit more into Asian, Japanese style things, it's the best country by far to live in the world, 100%. It's by far the best country to live in the world. But the problem is for Westerners, it's just so alien, the culture, that you can't really get into it. But I would say England was the best country to live in the world, if we get Faragean. But Japan would be it. Japan's the best country to live in the world, for sure. For crime, for quality of life, for culture, they're all walking around like drinking green tea. Like they don't walk as well. They all hover and move like that. They just hover and they just move around like that. Ooh, they don't have legs. That's why they're so short.
Right.
They hover, brother. Honestly, you'll go there and be like, they're not walking under there. Like they have these dresses on, but they're just hovering and moving.
Yeah, no, I painted a good picture there. Someone's saying, bring up the Bitcoin chart. Apparently,
No, but I just want to blast this guy about this fucking gene thing because I've seen it time and time again, bruv. Listen, guys, there were thousands of Jamaicans who came to the United Kingdom after the slave trade systems collapsed, and they were black. They originally came from Africa. They were in Jamaica as slaves, and they came to the United Kingdom. Thousands of them. They are all the most peaceful, understanding, great human beings. There's no crime in that community. They're all actually extremely like Rastafarian type people. Then there's no crime. They're all like weed people. Like they're chilling. And like this is the problem when people start saying, "Oh, like genes."
What about yardies?
Yeah. What about pikeys? Like there's no difference. Like literally, like it's stupid, man. There's no the pigment of your skin has nothing in correlation to if you're more likely to be a criminal or not. That's a big problem in the US right now. Everyone's like looking at the statistics of black people and like, yes, well, look at your race. You know, you're more likely to commit this. No. Black people are more likely to commit crimes essentially because they have less fucking options in that society itself. It's not because they're of the color of their skin. It's because people are recognizing that black people commit crimes. So they're put into more difficult situations. They have more difficult situations. They have to put more crimes. And it's just it's a circle of, it's a fucking spiral of down circle. It's just ridiculous, this whole fucking narrative. Like, you're black, so you're a criminal. No. And also, think about all of the other types of civilizations where you have, like, South Korea. Hong Kong is another example. South Korea, extremely low crime. They have North Koreans. Like, I'm trying to make the difference between North Korea and South Korea. Like, these are the same people, the same gene fucking pool. It's just a different environment they're in, which creates different situations. Anyway, what are you saying, my guy? My guy?
I can't even really remember now. Oh, yeah, someone was saying about how Bitcoin's holding the 88 or something like that.
Yeah, we are actually breaking above resistance now. We are getting above this level. We are actually above it. So this very likely will result in some higher prices now if we can hold above this level.
I'll be back 1 minute.
This is actually pretty nice. Like I said, it's still 10% chance for the bottoms, and we need to get it to here, and then we see some sort of higher low, and then we could go to about a 30% chance. But at this point, we're not there just yet. Just another V down, really. Something though, for sure. This is the 4 hour, then we're on the hourly time frame. I don't know how people did it. Let's have a look. Let me quickly refresh. But yeah, we've got a new landing page coming, guys, when we launch. We're launching Botmaster. Get on the waitlist. The link is below to the waitlist for Botmaster. I did a whole piece in this video about it. It's going to be epic. Yeah, well, a lot of buying to happen essentially for Bitcoin. Yeah, the long to short ratio, let's quickly whip it up again. Oh, no, it's beginning to coil down a little bit. We want to keep that happening. We want to see these falling and these rising, and then when we get the cross eventually, if it happens, it will probably be something like this, and then down, and that will be where the cross happens, and then you'll actually get it. That's what we're waiting for here. Peter?
I'm just laughing. Someone in the chat going, all our DNA is all the same. We share 70% same DNA with a banana.
I think we're like 99% the same shit as chimps and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know too much about that stuff. How is the Alpha Dex doing?
Yeah, still running, man. No downtime, still running, everything rolling. Alpha.exchange. The problem is just the fucking polarization between the whole two things. Like, people don't understand like where we fucking came from. It's like after the fucking Ice Age, the Neanderthals got wiped out after the last Ice Age, and we wouldn't have ever turned into human beings if it wasn't for the Ice Age. The Neanderthals would probably have actually continued to rise, and we would have had a slightly different obviously gene spectrum, because Neanderthals are literally quite different to humans as we are now, but it's probably 99.9% the same, like we are to chimps. I'm just saying that Neanderthals got wiped out by the Ice Age, and then in the African basin, that's where Neanderthals and essentially human beings evolved from, because we didn't get wiped out. It is really strange, though, how we went from Neanderthals and just turned into humans. Like, it's... And that whole like kind of transition, it's always a blurry transition, isn't it? It's like you see the thing where they change into the next thing, but there's never like the moment when they change. It's just
I see a few people that are still stuck there sometimes. You can look at
back
them,
in the
you can tell they're like a bit more in common.
Yeah,
it's a
throwback. Get your video up.
Throwback. What video?
Yeah, get the video of you up a second so I can show some people.
Video of me?
Yeah, get a video of you up on the screen so I can show some people what it looks
like. What a
The Neanderthal throwback.
Oh, that took me ages to look.
Yeah, that was way too long.
Yeah.
So, guys, if you're looking for some fucked up brother who looks like a Neanderthal, there you go.
I'm a throwback, brother.
You actually look good,
I'm
though,
not.
today.
I'm something new.
You're like a cross between a sloth beaver style, relaxed kind of legend.
All right. Let's leave it there, shall we? Let's calm that one down.
The beaver Runiente. What you got for me, bro?
I've got Simon Dixon. Do you remember Simon Dixon?
Yeah, was he the guy who was a part of the Celsius scam?
I don't know if you can hear that. No, actually, when Celsius went down, he done a lot of work for creditors, trying to just fucking help them through the mess. But here he's talking about the US national debt. And just like he's responding to this tweet: how will the US ever repay the 38 trillion national debt? American people may not be part of the equation, but every American individual has more than 100k debt on them. And his kind of response to this I thought was quite interesting, just how it's all an illusion and the United States never going to repay its national debt. I just want, you got any thoughts on the national debt and what the hell's happening with it? And
yeah, no, I know.
Long-term game.
It's not repayable due to the fact that the debt is created from the Federal Reserve out of thin air because of the base of their gold supply. So all you're really seeing is future purchasing power from gold, because we technically still live on a system. Well, we live on a fiat currency system, but gold is the real money. So they're printing on the basis of owning gold, which will then rise in price to subsequently counteract out the debt. But we're living in it's not like a real, it does work, but we're essentially stealing purchasing power from the future to expend today. And it's not impossible to pay it back. It's not impossible to pay it back. It is possible. It's just extremely difficult, considering the interest rate on the debt is beginning to get so high that most of the money that comes in from tax revenue actually goes to paying off the debt. I genuinely think it's about the same amount of debt servicing to the amount they spend on their military, if not more. But no, it's not impossible to pay back the debt, but there's no point in doing it because it's created a thin air anyway, and they have gold which rises in price to counteract the debt anyway. But there is ways of doing it. If they had unbelievable surpluses in trade, unbelievable price increases of assets that they own. Maybe if all of the land on every other continent was burnt to smithereens, and the United States was the only country that had fertile land for farming equipment, and then the United States was the only country that could farm food, every nation around every nation on every other continent would have to buy food of America, and then they would pay off their fucking debt, like, because there would be a tariff and there would be a tax, and all the companies would make a lot of money, and then they would pay the debt off. Like, it's not impossible, but it's very difficult, and it's not an illusion. It actually isn't.
Do you want to hear Dixon's take on it? I'll read this out.
Yeah, go for it.
So the United States can never repay its national debt because the dollar is debt. The system was designed as a silent transfer of wealth from the average American to the banking sector and major equity holders. If the debt were ever fully repaid, the money supply would collapse overnight and trigger a Great Depression. So the only option is to continually roll the debt forward and devalue the currency, extending the cycle until the last viable bond buyer remains. By the time that moment arrives, the financial industrial complex will have already positioned themselves for the next world order, leaving ordinary Americans to face civil unrest.
Unfortunately,
That's how the system works.
unfortunately he's going down this rabbit hole that apparently there was some Illuminati style system which was out to get the average person in America and the average individual, which is literally just nonsense and ridiculous. The dollar was not created by banks to fuck people over. The dollar was created at the very beginning to have a represented, written down IEO or a UEO or UIO, I think it is. An IOU, sorry, yeah. And that one always gets me. The dollar was a contract, an IEO, which showed the representation of gold that you had in the bank. So this is all just conspiracy. This is going into the clouds of the conspiracy bullshit, kind of like it's all the banks. Like the Bretton Woods system, let's be frank, wasn't great for average people. But it wasn't designed to do that. It was designed for the US government to not send their gold back to Germany, France, and Europe. Because they went into they printed more dollars. No, it's too far. And the dollar, it extends back to the early days of the Americas when it was being colonized, and how there was a transaction between people putting gold into the banks, and then they get a receipt. And I'm not going to, the IOU. They get a receipt of this fucking thing. The IOU of the receipt. Let's just keep it simple. It's a fucking... The dollar was a receipt to represent gold in a bank. So you could essentially move around the piece of paper without moving around the heavy piece of gold. Like, we know that gold has limitations. It's extremely heavy and has a very high mass or density of mass. So a very small amount of gold is very heavy, actually. So actually, the paper was a great transactional system which allowed people to have a higher output and input of medium exchange between each other. So it actually helped the economy in many, many different ways. The only issue is that because there was no way of verifying the amount of gold to the amount of pieces of paper receipts, that got diluted is the wrong word. It got distorted over time. So the actual amount of receipts there were to the amount of gold, got less and less clear as time went on. If you have a blockchain system, Pete, and you have a Bitcoin in a wallet, and then you create a pegged one-to-one token of that Bitcoin, which is connected via a pegging system on the blockchain, you can build the exact same situation that gold had to US dollars. You can have Bitcoin sitting in a wallet which never moves, and they have another token moving around which represents that Bitcoin used as something like a piece of paper on the blockchain. The great thing about that system, though, is that it can never be... The truth of the connection can never be lost because it's verifiable and it's on a ledger. The only problem the dollar had was because the truth and the integrity between the connection to the gold and the dollars got distorted. And then people started printing more dollars, the US government in this case. They printed too many dollars to send overseas to buy things. Then they did actually have gold in their reserve when it actually came into the central banking system. But it was the Bretton Woods system. To people who have a conspiracy mind, they might look at it and go, oh yeah, all of these big financial institutions, all these big governments, and everyone coming together and colluding with each other to make this system. It's a load of fucking horse shit. Like, firstly, any meeting at that kind of caliber level will take a little bit of social policing in the arena. Like, if one guy cares, like, guys, why don't we create this system which fucks over the average day American and steal all their money, and we'll live in our little ivory tower. That one guy will be like, nah, bruv.
Do you not think it's possible to coordinate, like, keep it top secret, some sort of like program or?
No, I think the extent of what people think of collusion is so much more difficult when it comes down to it than people believe. It's the same in trading and market makers. Everyone thinks the market makers are all colluding. No, you have exchanges fighting exchanges. You have retail traders fighting retail traders. You have institutions fighting institutions. You have governments fighting governments. Also, all of these secret meetings they had during Bretton Woods to then come up with the new world order for finance, which was the dollar representing gold, and then they actually made sure that there should have been a fucking world war after Nixon came off the gold standard in 1971 because they stole everyone's gold at this system. But they created a system which said, okay, you haven't got the gold, but the dollars represent the gold now in a fiat currency world. But it wasn't against the people, this kind of crap. The Federal Reserve was later, we know that. And the Federal Reserve in the early 1900s wasn't great. But you have to look at the history, and it slowly evolved into what it is over many, many, many decisions over lots and lots of time. It was never like one decision, we're going to make this and use it against them. It just, the Federal Reserve has snowballed and gained more and more power over time. And it used to have very little power. It literally just was a reserve to bail out people and institutions and governments and things when things went wrong. Now it, for some reason, dictates interest rates, prints debt, has a monopoly on US dollar creation, creates base currency. It's just like, what happened there? I don't know how it got to that level. But it's the same thing. It's like governments kick the can down the road and then they get more and more power. And we need reform. Legitimately, we need reform in all. You actually have to build, for governments to manage great civilizations for long periods of time, you need to build in a mechanism of constant reform every single year. Because the problem is, every single empire starts with no government. No government created the empire. Great empires start from free men and women who are strong individuals having open voluntary exchange. That's how these civilizations are created. And then they build, they get bigger, and they get bigger, and they get bigger. And as they get bigger, there are more control mechanisms. And then you have small government, and you have big government, and then you have, like, let's say state, and then federal. And as the civilization grows, you get more and more control mechanisms to keep everything in order. And then what happens is eventually that big control mechanism begins to balloon and get too big, because you need to reform the government. You can't just keep adding things. You need to start pulling things away as well. Because times change, people change, and environments change. So, like, you can't just have the same rules from 500 years ago than you do today. You can't even have the same rules from 20 years ago now than you do today. So, if civilizations want to live on forever and stay prosperous, you need to build in consistent long-term reform to make sure that you're in tune with the times and reduce the amount of government, because the free market always knows more than a few individuals. And also, the smaller amount of people who have control means the less amount of decisions you need for a disaster. And that's what you see with dictatorships in some cases. They can make lots of good decisions, and one bad decision, they fuck it all up. So, anyway, what you got for me now, bro?
Should have kept Saddam Hussein around, really, shouldn't they?
Yeah.
Well, I've got to go and get some food in. But what I'm saying here is Baddie Matty and his response to the guy on Twitter who said sorry for fucking up ADA.
From the bottom of my heart, fuck you. Oh, this is the ADA guy, yeah. So for the first... he took leverage.
Yeah, he got wrecked by it. He took some leverage on Struck Finance with a 30x long position on ADA with 2,000 ADA as collateral. That means position...
Mate, no, whoa. I've got Barry, one second. I've got a serious issue with this. This actually is him completely trying to blame someone else for his own stupid fucking mistake. The price of ADA hasn't even done anything. Like, the price of ADA hasn't even moved.
I don't know how what that guy done.
Listen. The price of ADA has not even done anything. Like, it was going to do this anyway, even if we didn't have.
He couldn't close his position because the chain all got fucked up. And
okay, so you're saying that he couldn't change. Where did he do this 30x long?
Right,
read the fucking proof and tell me to shut up, bro.
Let's read out. For the first time, I took some serious leverage on Strike Finance with a 30x long position on ADA. 2,000 ADA as collateral. Position, I was in control of 61,000 ADA. I couldn't close my position when it was up 70%. You have no idea the financial issues you have caused for individuals and projects outside of the direct negative price action of ADA you probably caused beyond the already recent dip. You knowingly fucked with mainnet with a big that could destroy it for a period of time. I'm not sure what with a big means, but whether or not you're sorry, you're going to be in court. The damage you've done may be difficult to quantify, but it's a fucking lot.
How did he not sell on Strike?
I don't know.
That's a centralized exchange.
Yeah.
Like the tokens are like wait.
Oh.
Listen, bro, you can leave it up.
Yeah, leave that one.
Yeah, get it over. Yeah, that's what ADA is. Listen, I FOMO'd into ADA after the FTX collapse, and I just bought it because FDX collapsed, and I just bought some ADA. I've still got that position. It's still up. I bought it I bought it at the very lows. But the thing is, I can't actually concentrate with that on the screen. But like the fucking, I think that might be a bit weird. Why couldn't he sell on Strike? I'm pretty sure Strike is a centralized exchange where you have an order book which is within the exchange. Why would that change the fact of him buying and selling? It's not a DEX on. If Strike is a decentralized exchange on ADA, then he might have a little bit of a ground to say, okay, cool. But to be honest, mate, let's be really fucking truthful here. Let's say he couldn't even sell. You shouldn't be on 30x leverage, so that's your fault. You're a fucking idiot. Like, you shouldn't be on 30x, so like, oh, no, just unlucky. Yeah, well, you're a fucking idiot. 30x leverage, you're going to get liquidated anyway. Look, he would have lost all his money anyway. Like, he would have lost all of that money anyway. Oh, I didn't get out when it was up 70%. Yeah, shut the fuck up. It never went up 70%. It's been going down the whole time. Even if you... Okay, if you had to put your 30x long here, you still would have lost all your money. It still fell down, and you wouldn't have sold because you would have been up 70%. So it's just him trying to like get rid of it. He's trying to like move on some of his blame to somebody else. Who cares, bruv? Only ever blame yourself for everything, even if you're not the person who made the mistake. Even if it is someone else's fault, technically speaking, it would be better for you to blame it on yourself because you still did it. Whatever it is. If you get to that level of fucking kudu, Japanese, tiny human being with bullet trains and massive country, you're back. You never blame anybody else. You blame yourself because at the end of the day, it was you. And if you do that more often, then you'll probably end up making less bad decisions in the fucking first place. You fucking faggot!
Have you actually seen this tweet though from this guy? It's got 1 million views now from... I swear it's a really small account as well. Yes. Sorry, I know the word isn't enough given the impact of my actions, Cardano folks. It was me who endangered the network with my careless action yesterday evening. It started off as let's see if I can reproduce the bad transaction, personal challenge. And then I was dumb enough to rely on AI's instructions on how to block all traffic in out of my Linux server without properly testing it on a testnet first. Then I watched in horror as the last block time on Explorers froze. I know it's just the words on the screen, but I felt awful. Yeah,
mate, bruv, I'm fucking selling all my ADA. Like, you've got some prick with a fucking South Park profile picture called Homer who can apparently change the... Bruv, it's the same as the CSGO skins people. Like, I'm actually embarrassed that I ever invested in this and didn't look into this. Like, bruv, it's the same as the CSGO's thing. You've got some random fucking teenager who clicked a couple of buttons and they broke the whole thing and you've got all of your money in it. I'm actually so, like... Altcoins are so shit, bruv. The only altcoin I've really ever got a massive signal...
There is a good response from Charles Hoskinson on all of this, so I wouldn't. Yeah, he's got something to say about it.
Yeah,
I haven't actually.
What's he got, mate? I met him. I met him in Singapore. He looks about 56, and he's my age. I don't give a fuck what he says. He's an idiot. He's got a chain that has essentially got no users. It's got no decentralized applications. It's all hype. He just speaks really well. And he manages to get people to buy this piece of shit, but no one uses it, has no transactions, there's no decentralized applications on it. He looks 56 and he's my age. He's the same age as me, exactly the same age as me.
Yeah, he's stressed out. He's stressed out.
Yeah, but he wasn't stressed out 2 fucking years ago when we were all-time highs, and he still looks like that. Imagine when he starts getting stressed out.
Right, I've got to bounce, brother.
He's a little lefty faggot. I don't like him.
All right, mate. That's a nice little thing. I'm bouncing. I'll catch you guys on the flip side.
All right, mate. See you on the flippies. I'll answer some questions.
See you on the flippers. See you later, legends.
Right, guys. Guys, I might bounce actually, but join the wait list for Botmaster. We're releasing Botmaster anytime now. And my new product, the link is in description to Botmaster. Big announcement, guys. Very, very promising project. I cannot wait to release Botmaster during Black Friday. Waitlist is in the description, legends. I'll see you on Z Flippers.